Hello my lovely people, today is day 4 of the 7-day self-portrait challenge, and this morning I have spent the morning racking my brains, going over different concepts and just not feeling them, and then thinking of a new one, and then just running around the house thinking, what can I do? I don't know what to do, and it's just been like, oh. Anyway, I've finally come to an idea that took me by surprise. It was just like a light bulb moment, and I remembered that I had these. So as you saw maybe last week, I showed you this diamond rock. This is a rock that I got in Scotland, and I put it in the planning video and I said I was going to use it. So I've been thinking about this all morning. What can I do with it? It's a diamond, it's a rock. Could I like put it on my finger, make a ring out of it? Obviously not. The ideas were just not sitting right with me, so I went in the shower, and the shower is usually where I find all my inspiration. I think because it relaxes me, it brings out all my inner inspiration and inner ideas. I was thinking about Scotland in the shower and what we were doing there, and when we found this rock, and then like all the places that we went to. And then I remembered that when we went to Loch Lomond, we were walking through a park, and I was actually going to shoot a picture at Loch Lomond, but we didn't end up doing it in the end. But when we were walking out of the park, we came across this miniature house created from the roots of a tree, and it was amazing. I wasn't prepared to do a picture at the time, so I decided to take loads of stock photos of it, and then I'm going to use this at a later date. And then today is that day, and now I feel like excited about it, because earlier I was like having a mini breakdown, and actually overnight I had a really bad back from sitting down and editing for the past 3 days, and then I woke up with a cold. I don't know if you can hear it, and I just was feeling so sorry for myself this morning. Anyway, I didn't want to dip out of this project, and I'm not going to, obviously, because I'm here today, I'm doing it. This is me, I'm here, I'm on YouTube now. I've obviously got the picture of the base image, so the idea is that I want to create an image of me almost knocking on the door, either knocking on the door, grabbing the handle, waiting in front of the door, something like that I can incorporate into like a little story of the house. I'm going to be shooting this outside in front of a wall just to get the same light, because actually on that day it was quite sunny, so there's a bit of a few sun patches in the images, but I can hopefully like shade them out a bit so we can actually make them the same light. And then I need to pick an outfit that I'm going to wear. Right, so I've chose my outfit, and I'm going for this white dress with this back detail because I think I'm going to shoot from the back. Set up my camera in front of my most favourite wall ever, and I'm going to do some test shots. My nose is really running now, and my feet hurt so much on those stones. I've just come to my computer to have a look at the images and see if they're working. If not, I'm going to go shoot them, but I think I've got some that I can work with, so this should be good. I have finished editing, and I have picked the final edit, as you will have already seen probably on Instagram, or maybe at the end of this video if you've already scrolled and had a look. But yesterday I said I was going to do a Q&A segment in yesterday's video, but I thought it didn't quite work well with that video. How did you learn to work with Photoshop? I learned by scrolling on YouTube, typing in on the internet how to do this, how to do that, what to do, blah blah blah, the basics. And I've learned Photoshop over time. Even like yesterday I learned things that I might not have done the day before, kind of thing. So I'm always constantly learning new techniques on Photoshop. It's just about putting in the time and effort, and I think this kind of challenge or like project is great for establishing new techniques, because you just quickly you've got to do it kind of thing. But yeah, there's so much I don't know about Photoshop. In fact, today I was thinking about something that I really wanted to learn, so I'm gonna have to go and do that at some point. What is your first memory of your life? I don't know if I've got a first memory, but one really prominent memory I have is when I was probably about 3 and I was at my grandma's house, and I have this like blanket and I used to call it a shusher, and it was called a shusher because I assume that it's what sent me to sleep, so it's like a so shusher. Yeah, I laid it out and then I did like a little dance show on it, and I used to dance around on it and then like show my grandma and granddad and just play on it and stuff like that, and I always remember that, and I must have been about 3 or 4. Yeah, that one was one that really sticks out in my mind. Favourite chocolate bar? This is really hard because I don't really eat chocolate that often. I used to be so obsessed with like dairy milk, but I don't drink milk anymore, and that just put me off it kind of thing. I'll eat it now and again. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of chocolate bars anymore. But if I was to pick one, I probably would pick a crunchy or a Kit Kat chunky. How long on average does it take to shoot and edit? It depends, entirely depends on what kind of concept. So if a concept has a lot of parts, then it'll take longer. But on average, probably between like half an hour to an hour and a half to shoot. And then to edit, anywhere between 1 and 3 hours. For this project, I'm doing probably 1 hour per edit on average. The first day, I think it was like half an hour. Next day, it was like an hour. And then yesterday was an hour. Today, I actually don't know how long it took me. Probably a bit shorter, but yeah, that's my average times. Are you going to plan any other workshops? Yes, they'll be coming in the new year. I've not had time to do anything because of wedding season and other things and focusing on this project. So I will be doing workshops in the new year, but I'll probably announce them in like January time or maybe December. What program do you use to screen record your computer for speed edits? I use QuickTime Media Player, I think it's called. QuickTime, that's what it's called. How do you come up with your ideas? I can't explain this because it just comes into my head, but I do actively make time for it. Like I always make time to sit down and think about, like even this morning when I was having a bit of a meltdown, I made sure that I was sat there thinking about it, and then it's just like a light bulb that pops into my head, and I just go, right, okay, yeah. And then as soon as I've got an idea in my head, I'm like, how do I make it? And my mind goes through a process of, how do I create this? What steps do I need to take? What equipment do I need? And stuff like that. So it's just like a cumulative thing. So like, it's like a maths equation really. What can I do to get to this end result? When and why did you start taking self-portraits? I started taking self-portraits probably when I was about 14. I think I got a Coolpix camera for Christmas, like a compact one, and I used to take pictures of myself, bring them into Corel Paint Shop Pro and just edit it. I used to love like editing faces, but now I'm not so much fan of that. I prefer like creating a concept. And why? Just because I was the only one available. I realised I could channel my energy into something that I could trust and control, and I am a bit of a control freak when it comes to certain things and aspects in my life, and that is something that I could control thoroughly because I'm the one in it, I'm the one editing it, I'm the one creating it. I have like existential thoughts all the time, and I think about why I'm on this earth and why I'm creating and why I'm doing this and why other people aren't doing it and why people have different interests, and I'm looking at bigger pictures all the time, and I always just think about my input into this world. I almost wanted to put myself into something that I knew I was really passionate about, and I could, I don't know, show myself to the world in that way. It was just more maybe like getting over like self-esteem issues. I had insecurities when I was younger, so to put myself in an image sort of forced me out of that, and photography helped me become a more confident person because I was able to control it and just put myself out there with things that, like in an image that I was happy with. Yeah, but I still don't know exactly why. I mean, there's reasons, but really, does anyone know exactly why they do something apart from it makes them happy? And that's exactly, I suppose, what I get from photography, is that it makes me so happy. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there. That was a little bit deep at the end, but there you go. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'm on day 4, so actually I'm halfway through the project. So subscribe to this channel if you're not already, and also come back tomorrow and see day 5. Bye.